In today's web seminar, we'll be talking about the 2012 IBC. And this IBC actually came out in 2011, so it has been around for a while. It was just made effective in a few states January 1 of this year, so we are finding that the interest level is high for learning about the changes. This publication is something a structural engineer needs. We sometimes get the question, well, can we just use the reference standards in the IBC? Do we actually need the IBC itself? And yes, you do need the IBC most definitely for chapters 17 and 18, which don't rely on reference standards, but there are also a number of provisions in the other chapters that are different than in the reference standards, and the provisions in the IBC would take precedence and be what you need to follow. So it is important to have a copy of this accessible for your use. We're going to go over a few administrative type changes in the IBC, and this slide here is telling you that there are some margin markings. So as you flip through your 2012 IBC, you can quickly see at a glance where the changes are using the legend here with the gray bar or with the black bar in the margin indicating where changes occurred. And then this black arrow in the margin tells you there is a deletion. And then these asterisks tell you about tables being inserted or relocated. So be aware of these margin markings. Up front in Chapter 1, there is a section 105.2 which lists 13 items for which you are exempt from obtaining a permit. You're not exempt from complying with the code, but you are exempt from obtaining a permit. And one very small change here is for fences not over 7 feet in height. That was changed from 6 feet to take into account ornamentation and construction changes in the field, so that a permit's not required all the way up to 7 feet now. Now, this is an important change in Chapter 2 when it comes to definitions. There are over 700 definitions in the IBC, which may come as a surprise to you. All of those definitions are located now in Chapter 2. You will not find the actual definitions in any other chapter. You will find pointers to the terms in Chapter 2. Now, how do you know if a term is defined in Chapter 2? Well, it's shown in italics in the IBC. So anytime you see a word in italics, with the exception of modifications found in Chapter 19, the concrete chapter, that term is defined in Chapter 2. And it's different from the 2009 IBC in that we did find definitions sprinkled throughout the different chapters, but now they've all been relocated to Chapter 2. Chapter 15, not typically thought of as a structural chapter, covers roof assemblies and rooftop structures. We now see solar panels or photovoltaic elements and arrays addressed more specifically in the code. And what we've done here is we've listed the different sections that address solar panels and their code-related requirements. There is a definition in Chapter 2 that you can check out. And then these other sections here have more to do with fire-related provisions. But if you take a look at section 1509.7, you will see that there is a structural related provision that's new in the 2012 IBC for roof-mounted solar panels and how you would design them for wind loads, for the component and cladding loads. This is by no means a comprehensive set of provisions for the wind design of solar panels. We do refer code users to the SEOC guidelines for the wind design and seismic design of solar panels. Now, this slide right here is telling you at a glance how the structural standards that structural engineers most commonly use have changed between the 2009 IBC and the 2012 IBC.